most common barrier to green bond investment that I see is people saying that they don't have enough green assets to issue a green bond. But in reality, in the green bond market, we really only see a few of the categories being used again and again. We see a lot of green buildings, we see a lot of clean transport, we see a lot of renewable energy, and those categories are just recycled again and again. So we think that, yes, green assets can be an issue for some people, but we really need to make use of all of the possible economic activities that we can include in green bonds. In order to mitigate the risk of greenwashing when issuing green bonds, we need to make sure that, first of all, the use of proceeds of the green bond has enough detail to it. So it's not enough just to put that it's for renewable energy or clean transport. You need to give details about what exactly those activities are and what criteria and thresholds you are using to select those projects. And then secondly, these use of proceeds bonds need to fit in with your overall transition strategy. How does this fit in with your net zero by 2050 plan? And is this going to be a part of your future business? It shouldn't just be an opportunistic issuance that refinances some assets that are 10 years old. This should be actually adding to your strategy. I think that SFDR and the EU Taxonomy will affect fixed income portfolios and the issuance of green bonds in the way that I hope that there's going to be a lot less ambiguity about the categories within green bonds in the future. It's important for some categories that there are criteria and assessment selection criteria involved, because some categories are easily green. When we're talking about wind and solar, everybody knows that those are green categories and there's not too much detail that you need to put with it. But when you're talking about, for instance, hydropower and bioenergy, those can be destructive and can be positive depending on the criteria that you use. So you need to make sure that you're following those EU taxonomy criteria that were given to make sure you're following best practice. I think that green bond issuers can inspire further adoption of this instrument by putting forward really credible green bonds to the market, because these will always receive good reception. They need to have full details about each of their categories, not just renewable energy and clean transport and no further details, and perhaps an EU taxonomy assessment along with their second party opinion with their pre-issuance material. That will always receive a good reception on the market. And what's more, now that we have more innovative categories coming to the market and people are starting to make use of the lesser used economic activities in green bonds, I think if you have an innovative category that you'd want to put forward, that's always going to get a good reception as well. Such as sustainable aviation fuel or manufacturing. We rarely see those on the market. So if you think you have some assets that aren't really seen so often on the market, that will usually get a good reception as well.